Hello, YouTubers and YouTubees. Welcome. It's been quite a while, 5 years to be exact, but we are back with an updated Blue Eyes deck. All right. Okay, let's get started here with our main deck. We're, of course, running the staple Blue Eyes engines with 3 alternatives and 3 Blue Eyes. Alternative, of course, you are revealing a Blue Eyes out of your hand to special summon it, and you can target a monster once per turn and destroy it. And that's a once per turn effect, and you cannot attack the turn that is activated. Next, we are running 2 Dragon Spirit of White. I've messed around with 1 or 2, but right now there's a lot of back row heavy decks, so I'm going to use that back row destruction effect with 2 of them. We are running 3 Sages, which is pretty staple in Blue Eyes deck still. It's just a normal summon you can search, which I do a lot more than a secondary effect, which is discarding an effect monster on the field to special summon a Blue Eyes. So. The White Stones, or the stones in general, I'm running 1 White Stone of Legend just to search a Blue Eyes if I have an alternative in my hand, and 2 White Stone of Ancients. I think 3 is kind of overkill, especially since there's with some of the new engines that you can combo with Blue Eyes. You don't want to have too many of these in your hand. 1 Glow Up Bulb. If you have a normal Blue Eyes on the field that you can synchro with, that can be quite useful. Also, you can get Link Kuriboh out with it. 1 Effect Veiler. It's the only hand trap I'm running. I don't really want to run any other hand traps because Sage can search effect level 1 Light Tuner, and that's the only one, of course, would be Effect Veiler. We are running the Amorphage Goliath and Arc Brave Dragon combo. This is really the only lockdown method in this deck. Of course, you'd want to Xyz before you get this out with Dark Matter Dragon, and then get Amorphage out their next standby phase, and that would lock them down from using the extra deck. Now we are running the Danger engine, but I am doing a quite budget build, so I do not have any of the expensive ones. I am running 3 Ogopogo. It's just a level 8. The effect is very minimal, but it's just a spam 8. I have personally with me 1 Thunderbird, and I have 2 on the way. But I was too impatient to make this, so I cannot wait. Okay, so 3 Bigfoot. Its effect, of course, if discarded, you can target a card they control and destroy it. And it's also a 3K beater, and it's level 8, so more rank 8 spam. That's it for my dangers. I'm not running Nessie or Jackalope or any of the other ones, because I'm not willing to spend the money on it. So this is a budget build. So I have 3 Chaos Monsters, because with the Dangers, you are running Darks and Lights. I'm not sure if I want to keep this, but it's Emperor Dragon. I actually seem to be ignoring the effect and really just using it for another 3K beater that's searchable, that also can be used for material. Running 1 BLS. It's not searchable in this deck, but when you get it, it's pretty crazy. And then 1 Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, of course. I really just got this, and I'm still experimenting with it, but it is searchable off of Melody, so and its effects are pretty crazy. So that's it for the Chaos monsters and the monsters in general. So we're gonna move on to the spell cards, and I'm not running any traps in this deck. So yes, Pretty staple in Blue Eyes decks now. We got 3 melodies. You're discarding a card to add dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense. Or maybe it's opposite. And then also staple is 3 returns. Yeah, that's pretty OP for Blue Eyes. So that's pretty staple. Also running 3 of trade-in. With the dangers and trade-ins, this deck has pretty good draw power. And this is great because it discards a card. The text of the card reads discard, so it can activate dangers effect off of that. Now for our singles, running 1 Foolish Burial. Usually the target to that would be like a Whitestone of Ancients to run that effect on the end turn. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Dragon Shrine. I put that Dragon Shrine down to 1. It's not as good with dangers, and also you do not want to draw twice into that because it is an activate once per turn. 1 Silver Scry, that's also once per turn, and it is only a normal monster, so. That is it for the main deck. We're going to move on to the extra deck now. Okay, now I find myself not using synchros too much, but we are still running just Spirit of White, Spirit Dragon. We are running 1 Azure. Now off of Spirit Dragon, we will have a couple possibilities to go into. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon and Stardust Spark Dragon. I kind of, more often than not, I don't use Stardust Spark. I usually go to Moonlight because it's pretty necessary in some cases. Now for our Xyz monsters, or portion, we are running the Galaxy stack. So I will be having Cypher, Former, Cypher Blade, Dark Matter, and Tachyon. There are 2 ways to, if your opponent gets past the first Cypher Dragon, then you can also overlay with the Tachyon as well. So I don't often find myself using Tachyon's effect, but Dark Matter is vital to the strategy in this deck. So you pretty much always want to first go to Dark Matter, which allows you to discard 3 dragons from your deck, and then your opponent obviously has to remove or play 3 monsters from their deck. Santa Fe Sky Prison. Late game, mid to late game, it's pretty good. Hope Harbinger, I actually don't find myself making that very much, but if you can get that and another Xyz monster out, then that's the way to go. This is kind of a filler. I would not recommend getting this, but Puppet Master. Cloud Castle to get out another defeated synchro monster if you can. Now, I'm running 2 links, but I'm kind of thinking about 2 others as well. But Link Kuriboh, really, when you get out Sage, he's level 1, so you can immediately ditch it for Link Kuriboh, and Underclock Taker, which is pretty stable. All right, and that would conclude this Blue Eyes deck profile. Many thanks to you all. Good night, or good morning, or whichever it might be.